Hello, everybody. Welcome to Minecraft on the Block. This is the lab, and I think it's episode 7 or 2, depending on how you want to look at it. Second episode on this server, and I told you guys I was going to get caught back up, and I'm not quite where I was before, but I am at a point where I want to start showing stuff. It would be easy for me to just play for days without showing you anything. So let me just kind of give you a quick tour of things. This is the workshop. And this is going to be the lab area. I'm super happy that I switched over to the server. I'm happy to be back with the crafters crew. In fact, there's a couple people on right now. Well, Pete Man's on right now. NC Stumbo or NCS Tumbo or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what I should be calling him. But anyway, he was on a few minutes ago. It's almost night. You know what? I'm also getting a lot of lag here. So, well, not lag, but it's just like jumping around. And I wanted to show you guys the house here and some of the grounds. So I'm getting ready to start on the next project as well. So I wanted to just walk you through that. So let me pause so that we can do that in peace, and I'll see if I can get my machine set back up again, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see if we have any luck here. My frame rate just isn't that great, but anyway, okay. Yeah, back on. So let's do this. This is the workshop. Really happy with the way it turned out. I did a lot of working trying to decide what I wanted it to look like, and I took this. It's actually not super modified version of something that I had seen online that I liked quite a while ago, and I'd saved a picture of it, and I just kind of really like it. So this is I've got a couple of like little pieces of touch up. Like I want to put a piece of paneling there to keep that from sticking out like that right there, so I can bring the roof out. It's really nice I know some people don't like texture packs, and some people don't like, the blocks because they think it makes Minecraft architecture different. It does. I mean, it totally makes it's a different game, so you have to compare it to only like kind. But I think this is a pretty sweet looking modern house, and we'll get some different angles on it. So anyway, yeah, that's that. I did a lot of kind of looking at the different blocks, and there's some really nice stuff. But I love the brick with this. These two together is what I decided on. So there'll be a little bit more brick involved, but you can see the stairs. We'll go do a tour. That's where we're going to be working today. But this is just a tree farm. I just like the idea of having some trees around, and use a lot of them for barrels and stuff. So we're going to keep that tree farm. Don't have any other types of trees really, except that I did go get the firs, and I'll show you that in a sec. And then I was just going to basically have little like clumps or areas of trees, like this will be like the oaks, and then we'll have the rubber trees, and then we'll have the firs, and just kind of like a ridge along here of trees around various things. So this is just rubber, and so I haven't actually done anything. I'm just kind of randomly throwing the trees down. I don't really care if they look all that well placed right now. But this I thought was cool. I was hoping to get like a slightly more uniformed roof, but now I kind of like the way it is, that there's an actual like hole in the middle where there's nothing. And I mean, these are all evenly placed, but they didn't grow evenly, and that's cool. I mean, I like this. Anyway, so this is the enchanting area. And I got a couple of nice picks. I got a Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4, Silk Touch, which is great. And then this is a good work pick. That one's useless. All level 30 picks, but so anyway. And then so this is going to stay like this. I'm going to fancy it up a little bit in here. I'm not sure exactly. And there's going to be a lot of paths around. Over here on this hill will be the tower. It will be right here. You might have just heard why, but this will be the tower hill. And I'm going to do that here, and then down here is the portal to the nether. Let's see, where did I put it? It might be further down than I even thought. There we go, right here. So, and we actually have our own nether portal, and I found a nether fortress, although I think that nether fortress is one that's used by someone else. I think somebody else found it first. I have to travel quite a ways to get to it. I actually had a pretty cool nether spawn, but there was no portal, no fortress, so Anyway, so yeah, you can get kind of the view of the house from the different angles. It's really cool. It's a cool modern design. Like I said, not my original design. I did modify it a little bit and put some touches on it, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a while just to get an idea. I'll probably do my own design similar to that on some other things. And like I said, it's not exact, but so anyway, this will be the tower, and I just really like the idea that there will be like, you know, roads running around in here, this little valley ridge area. It's really cool. And then we've got the plains on the other side. Let me show you one other thing here. So down right there, I don't know if I can get to it. Let's see. Usually go from the other side. Right here is nothing. That's not what I was looking for. It's, where is it? Oh, it's up there, actually. That's going to be like, there's going to be a roundhouse here. I have a lot of really like strong ideas. This is, I dug this out. This whole thing was basically apatite. Apatite is a great, you can get one vein of apatite and get like 20 levels at least. I had a couple of those veins where I did that. It's awesome. But this is a coke oven. Oops. So I'm going to just put a little bit more in there, but yeah, almost full of creosote. We've got a lot. I found a few abandoned mine shafts already, so I've got quite a few track. I've got enough to get up and down in my mine, which I'll show you in a minute as well. But anyway, just kind of give you an idea of what's over here. Let's take a look over here because this is where we're going to work today. This area down here, actually pretty much right around in here, is, and even further down, I might go down. The lab is probably, I haven't fully figured out where I'm going to put the lab yet. You know, the idea that we had in the other world where I was going to have the lab kind of stick out of the mountain on multiple sides. I can do that with this mountain. I mean, I'm going to make it a huge lab anyway. It's going to be really big. So since it's going to be huge anyway, I think I could use this part, you know, like this would be a great spot right here for, you know, maybe at this level for it to stick out over here. And then it would stick out on the other side potentially and like maybe parts over here. I just want it to kind of seem like it's a building that the mountain like fell on top of and it just leaves some of it exposed. So it's going to be a giant building. But right here at about this level here is going to be the storage area. I'm getting ready to build that. I just started digging, and so I wanted to bring you guys in for some of that. And that storage area will be down here. That's the next thing. I've realized that I just can't operate without having storage and sorting. I just can't do it. It stresses me out. I mean, I'm always creating chests, and then I know I'm going to have to move stuff, and it's just not efficient. It keeps me from, you know, the days when I just want to go mine and send stuff up in a cart and know that it's going to get sorted so that when I want to go build something, it's there. That I'm like, oh crap, if I go mine a bunch of stuff, then I got to find a place to put it. And so anyway, we're going to deal with that right now. And like I said, this is just a really cool, like kind of valley in here, and yeah, very happy with it. So, we're going to work on that part of the house today, and I'll probably break away and do a lot of the digging and stuff. It's not that exciting, but I did want you to be aware. So then let me go show you over here real quick. Replicated the farm a little bit. I've got all of the different types of things. I'm not really using much anyway. I did make most of mine. There was so many cows. I think you guys remember seeing that when I was on my way over here. I didn't have a problem with leather at all. I did have a problem with reeds, and I found a village somewhere. Can't remember where. Over there somewhere. It was like one of the mountain villages. It's kind of cool, but I found one of those and got some books. So got my bookcases, and that's all I really cared about right now. So this is just basically a minimal garden so that I can get all the stuff I need, but it's also just to kind of get a complete, you know, so I know what I need to plant down below and all that. And then this is the mine. I won't go all the way down right now, but you guys have kind of seen me do this type of thing before. So this will be the carts will come down, and we'll have an up and a down, or we'll have a single. Well, we might have one be up and one be down, depending, or we might just have the inside track be for riding and the outside track be for. Probably makes more sense to have it just be a circle. Now that I think about it, because then we can just have constantly have trains running. So anyway, and it's kind of a cool lookout. So I'll build something into the mountain. It's just gonna be one of those things, kind of where we just go with the lay of the land a little bit and let it dictate things. And then there's two different level mines down here. One down a little bit further for level 44 to whatever I decide to go to for copper and stuff like that. Some great mine shafts, some great ravines and stuff. It's really, I mean, it's been a blessing, this place. It's really perfect. So without further ado, let's get inside while it's getting to be night. So like I said, so a couple of things here. This is a little ugly. You'll know why when we get inside. It's really difficult to build with these panels and stuff if you haven't really planned. Like what you really need to do is make, an I don't know if an architecture is the right word. You really need to make no, that's not the right word. Blueprints. You need to basically engineer your house and lay it out based on, if you knew what you were doing, you could sit down, I know Desi does a lot of that. He likes to draw on his idea pad, and it's basically just grid. What is that? Oh yeah, basically just grid paper, and he will draw his Minecraft ideas out, which is awesome. I think that's great. You could do a lot of that, if you really knew a lot about the mods you wanted to use and what was possible with them. You could sit down and really draw out a house and make some blueprints and then just come and build it. And I need to do that because I always just kind of wing it, get the house in place, and then I try to put, the plumbing and the wiring and stuff in it, and it ends up being a lot more work that way. So anyway, get a good look at the house. Gonna need a good name for this workshop, so you guys need to help me. And let's go in. So just to kind of give you an idea, yeah, again, you've seen, we're not really big on, I have, diamonds are pretty rare. All the diamonds right now that I have in this form because I don't have a fortune pick, and I don't want to waste the possibilities of getting more of that. I did do a lot of stuff with pulverizing, and I had that all set up out here just like I did the first time, and then once I got my energy stuff in place, I put it in here. So anyway, this is how this looks, and I kind of like this actually. I wanted it to just kind of be it's a house. It looks more like a house than it does a workshop, but it's kind of the machines and the texture pack make all this stuff look good enough that it's cool to just kind of put this stuff in like this. So let me walk you through this. These are the engines, and this is pretty simple here. They're just they are just down there doing their thing. The redstone energy conduit runs along here, and then I'll talk about why this is here, and then runs along the bottom, and so these are all being fed out of that. Do I have all the doors shut and stuff? Yeah, okay. And then the engines are just exposed on the top because right now I don't have any sort of automation with them, and I do this a lot at the beginning to where I basically want to just be able to put coal in, right? So I can, as I get it, I can put it in, which I don't have a ton of coal. It gets used so quickly. But as I get it, I can put it in, and it will produce power. Now, the other thing I have is the water system in place, like you've seen before. So that's out here. Let's just look real quick. So that's just the aqueous accumulator is down there with the water around it, and then it runs behind it. And this is one of those places where I just didn't plan well enough. Needing to have access to the, I could actually just put grass panels there, which is what that is. I might do that. I think this almost looks better though than the grass panels would, being up like that. So anyway, needing to have access to these things is kind of lame. What I really was going to do is bury all of this stuff and then use like a way to, like a chest or something that I would dump stuff into, and then it would feed coal in. So if I put in like 3, it would just put 1 in each one. I thought that was kind of maybe a clever idea, and I could possibly do that, but I didn't get to it because I realized that I was going to have to build so much other stuff, and the idea was to get like the basics in place. So this right here is actually, I think I put it away. I did. It's actually this stuff. It's sorry about that. You guys probably just witnessed some sort of glitchiness. I hit the wrong key, changed the resolution, whatever. I was trying to hit the backspace. Hopefully it doesn't seem too weird. Anyway, so wire, it was basically sandstone jacketed redstone wire, which is just the red alloy with the sandstone covers. To do that, you need an alloy furnace, and that's just straight up bricks, and that's this thing. And then you put 4 redstone and let's see, one iron ingot or copper. I think I used copper, and you get your red alloy. And you need 3 of those to make this stuff, or just one of them to make the jacketed wire. And so for the red stuff, that's what you want to use. So you can make jacketed basically any type of wire you want, which is cool because it looks like whatever the material is. And so it just makes it, instead of having just that red alloy wire running along here, which I have this, which kind of looks cool. So the way this works, you guys have seen this, when this is powered, these things stop. And then when it's unpowered, they go. So now they're outputting 2 millijoules, and now they're powered, and they aren't outputting anything. And so this is actually that redstone jacketed wire. And I don't know, I was just playing around with it, and I thought this is kind of a cool little workbench thing, and that kind of looks cool and whatever. So this is total catch up, I realize that, but this is a redstone energy cell. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys about this, because I was actually going to start recording when I was building it, but it was late and I just didn't want to deal with it. So the interesting thing about this is you need the electrum stuff and the lead and all of this. This is all easy, right? Those are things we made when we were making the redstone energy conduits. The difference is that for this thing, you make this, which actually isn't different, takes a diamond, but it's just electrum and these hardened glass, which we knew how to make all that. The thing you got to keep in mind is this has to be a full frame to put in here to make, because I had just the frame and I was like, man, what in the world? So you actually have to get the frame filled. You make the frame and then you have to fill it, which requires 1,000 Minecraft buckets or millibuckets or whatever. I call them millibuckets and millijoules, but these are Minecraft joules. So Michael Jackson's, whatever people call them. So anyway, you got to fill it to be able to actually complete the recipe. And it's funny because if you take what's the difference? If you use an electrum ingot, let's see, versus, no? What is the difference between a charged and uncharged? There isn't a difference. Never mind. Okay, so anyway, this has to be full, and then it's not charged at all. You get a 0 charge on it. And so then you can run, just like you're running into any other machine, you run your input down there, and this is actually all currently inputting to these machines, right? So when this thing, if we start the engines, this thing will start to take some power, and it just gets filled up, right? So it's got 68,000 Minecraft joules. And if we turn it off, it just does its thing, right? So what's interesting now is there's a couple of things that I don't fully understand, but this thing has 2,400, right? If I was to just get rid of this, crap, I left my wrench somewhere. Should have known better than that. Probably going to get blown up out here and all my stuff's going to get gone. Get gone. There it is. If I was to remove that thing, right, so let's right click, remove it, and put it back like that. It doesn't have anything in it, right? So the engines are off, it's not filling that. So now if I want to use power, I can right click on this and it'll fill up really quickly because it's just going to pull power out of this thing, right? The problem is that if you don't stop it, did I stop it? I think I did. There we go. So that filled that up, and it would allow you to do that. You could actually run all these machines just off of this. The problem is if I just run this right now, and I don't fully understand this, but if I just start it going so it's free flow of juice, it's just going to drain into nothing as far as I can tell, and then you stop it, you don't get it back. So I kind of thought, I was playing with the idea that maybe it was gonna basically like prime all of the wires, kind of like the, pressurizing the system like we did when we were working with all the Bluetricity stuff and trying to get all that going, which is really, really cool and interesting. I don't think it's that complicated here. It didn't seem like I could even do that. I mean, I left it go and it would basically just drain it all the way down, and it never put it back into the system or into any of these things as far as I could tell. And it wasn't running it into these, like in here or anything. So I don't know where the power's going. I think it's just going into the ether, which I don't like. So, but the cool thing about this is that you can pick this thing up, right? And I can take it with me, and it's always going to have however much it's got. And you can like adjust how much it'll output at a time, and it's really interesting. In fact, that would be probably a really good way to regulate it a little bit more, because like if we go back here and we check that, we could say only ever output like 5 Minecraft joules at a time. That way nothing could just like suck it dry and the system couldn't just bury it. So just, you basically want to output as much as you think will be used by this thing. But you can take it anywhere. It's a great, I mean, 600,000 Minecraft joules, which is, I mean, not great, but it would be, if you could fill a bunch of them easily, you just put them in, a few of them in your inventory, and you can go do kind of, on the go type stuff. So anyway, man, that is a lot of rambling. I do a lot of that. So the only other thing I wanted to show you, I guess, is this. Somebody said I say a lot, which is funny because I don't usually, I mean, I don't do that. Like I do a lot of, talking and stuff in work and whatnot, but I don't do a lot of, but I think here I do because I think I don't do it when I know what I'm going to say. Anyway, this is one of these portable tanks. These are awesome. Right now it has a little bit of redstone juice in it. It's got molten redstone, 250 millibuckets. And these things are cool because, again, just like with that, you can actually move it around, move the liquid around. So I sucked it out of the transposer because, I wanted to be able to, I wanted to be able to do things like with the magma crucible, like you can create, whatever, lava and whatnot. And so if I put in, I believe if I put in cobblestone, I get lava, right? So you can create lava, and you want to get that stuff out so that you could then, create lava cells or whatever. So you have to, but you don't want to just waste it, like break the machine so that it goes away. So you can pump it out. So the way this works, this is probably of some interest. So right now there's a little bit in there and there's nothing in here, right? And so we want actually to put into this spot. And so to do that, we'll just simply click on that till it's orange. It'll pump that stuff down. And now we've got 250 millibuckets, Minecraft buckets, whatever in there. But now to get it back, and there's nothing in here. That says there's something in there, but there's not. Now, to get this back, we need to switch this. It's got to go like that. And then now this is no longer the blue side, it's the yellow side. So you have to run the configuration thing and make that yellow. Now it tried to pump in there, but it wouldn't take it. And that's because this wasn't set up for it. And now it will. And now that stuff is, oops, did I go the wrong way? Let's see. No, they're not in there. They're actually in here. See, this thing just doesn't update correctly. So if we look at this now, they're in there. So anyway, that's how that works. So yeah, not sure how interesting that is, but I really wanted to make sure that I gave you guys all the information that you needed. So this just switches back. Are we pulling liquid out of here and putting it into things, or are we pulling liquid out of things and putting it into here? So then we can, and this will be obviously very useful for processing and doing stuff like that. But this is just, this is a workshop. This is utility based. It's not based on, so I can move this around easily. I can just take these two things, plop it over here, and put stuff either in or out of this thing. So, yeah. So I kind of filled this little area up, and I could, potentially put more machines, run another set of these across. I don't know. That's the thing. It's just not very well thought out, and it's kind of a small room. But I really don't want, I think this is probably all the thermal expansion machines I'll have. If not, I'll put some more over here, or I don't know where I'm going to put them, frankly. Maybe over here, or I don't know. I mean, I have an upstairs. We could go up here, right? Run some power up here, and then have some more machines over here. I tried to build it so that these are all on the outside, so this is all usable floor space. So anyway, I don't know how much time I have rambled on, but I'm probably going to go down here now and show you that I'm just going to build, like I said, a little storage area, and I just want to get to the outside so I know where it's at, right there. So this will be like maybe a little entrance because you don't want to only have to be able to go through the house to get to your storage area, right? So plus we're going to bring trains in from over there at the mine and other places, so I might even make like a little depot area out here, because I like to be able to see the workings. Like I like trains to come in and then move stuff into pipes and see stuff go through pipes. In the house I want to hide stuff and make it clean. Down here I want it to be visible and cool. And that's our train area, so I think I didn't really describe this well. I put this here, but actually what I'm going to do here, and I might have to move this, I'm going to make this one like a roundhouse under the mountain. So I'm going to have like train tracks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the ideas of the roundhouses, but there's an area in the middle to like work on trains, and all the tracks come out to that, and then it spins, and the trains can go off into their little like storage and parking areas. And So I'm gonna try to make like a roundhouse where there's like one going that way, one at an angle, one going that way, one at an angle, and around this thing, and an area in the middle to work. What I was kind of thinking was I was gonna leave this here. What I was kind of thinking is I was gonna leave this here, and then dig this out to be kind of bigger. What I might do is dig it out to be bigger, move this back, and then put the work area in the front, because I need a place to put the assembly, like the card assembler and stuff, which is the next thing I'm going to work on. Because I mean, I'm really trying to get back to the trains. That was kind of the first thing I was doing before was trains. So I want to make a basic train that I can ride up and down from the mines, and then I can send materials that will automate, that's automated, that will send materials up and down through the mine. And then I might even get a couple of trains that are mining for me. Partly because my kids like trains and I think they're into that. They've been asking me. So it's funny because I can't, if I went into creative mode, I could just like plop stuff down and they would be totally thrilled with that, and I just can't bring myself to do it. So I don't even tell them that that idea exists. I'm like, all right, well, we got to go mining and do some stuff, and so they'll hang out with me and we'll go do some mining. So yeah, I'm having a blast. I really am, and I'm having a blast on the server. Even though there hasn't been a lot of people on, I think we only have a total of 7 people registered on the server. One of them includes Circaz, who doesn't, as far as I can tell, play at all right now. I'm trying to get him back into it. Maybe he will. But yeah, so I haven't been on Desi's server in a while. You guys don't even know I was playing on Desi's server again, actually, because I hadn't made any videos, but Desi is making videos. So you might want to go check his stuff out if you're into the vanilla stuff, which a lot of you guys are, and I am. I would go check out Desi's stuff. His server is very cool. I did a lot of work over there too, building the house and stuff, which I guess I should probably hop on and show. Maybe we'll do that even in this series at one point, just to go look at it. But anyway, the idea is it's a totally vanilla server. It's 5 whatever, latest stuff. He's probably got horses going now. Or maybe not. Maybe he's not going to go, and well, it's still a snapshot. I'm not sure if the release is out. I guess it is. I haven't been keeping up. You guys can tell how much I know. Don't listen to me. Anyway, so go watch Desi's stuff, but I had been playing over there, and this has been a blast as well. I'm just the FTB stuff. You guys know my heart. I like both, but oh, nice. So we can sleep if we need to. So anyway, I'm gonna go through and get this dug out, and then I'll come back and show you what I got. I'm kind of torn because so the part of the look of the house is that it's best for the floor to be off the ground like this. So that means either I got to leave this and kind of have like a little area like, basically like this, which is actually fine, right? I mean, this will be good. We'll just kind of do this all the way down so that when you're in here coming down, you won't notice anything. But when you're outside, you'll notice these things, a little area under here that's kind of boxed in. That's okay, I think. I think I can deal with that. It'll be cool, a little dynamic, and you'll see the stairs here. You'll know that it's probably related to that. What I was thinking about doing, what would be even easier would just be to cut all the grass out and make the the basement come right up to here. But then now you just got a house that's sitting a little bit off the ground. And I think part of the look of this house is that it sits off the ground a little bit, and you can see underneath it. It may be that I could do that, but just bring it back, like to this point, and from here back. So I don't know. I'm thinking that either this is going to be the ceiling, that level is going to be the ceiling, in which case what I might do, this might sound crazy, I might panel this whole thing with grass on the top, grass cover on the top, which actually you can't do. So like if you go to covers, you don't get grass cover, you can get dirt. This is interesting. I tried this the other day. I don't think there's a such thing as grass cover. There's grass facades. And I don't think that grass grows on dirt covers. Because I tried making a grass cover and I couldn't. I'm not sure why that is. Huh. And that grass, that dirt that was out there that was a cover has been like that for a long time. It's not grown. So if I did do that, it would be dirt. But that actually would make more sense, frankly, because you're not going to have grass under here anyway. So maybe this should just be dirt. Or maybe it should be stone or something as kind of the foundation. Maybe that would make more sense. Anyway, I'll probably do something like that so that the ceiling would be at that level. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to come back one from the outside. So not here, not that block, but the next block in, which won't really work here, but Down here, all of those blocks, one in from the outside, will be maybe just stone, so that our ceiling will be at that level right there, and will be stone. So, sorry. Okay, I'm going to go check the time, and this is more of a catch-up, and I apologize, but we'll get away from this habit soon. So I'm going to check the time and do a little cleaning out down here, and then we'll start working on our system. The other thing, I know I said I was going to go, but the other thing that we talked about doing, that we were working towards, and actually the whole thing that prompted the move to an ultimate server, which then, or an ultimate world, which prompted the move to this server, was that we were thinking about using ME, or no, not ME. ME is just from something advanced advanced energistics. That's right. We were thinking about using advanced energistic stuff. I don't know how to use it or what it's about, so I don't think I could just jump in and do that. So I might need some help if we're going to do that for our sorting. My plan right now was not even to have a sorting system. Oh, great. My plan right now, wow, voice crack. My plan right now was not even to have a sorting system, but just to have storage down here. So we might go that route. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Maybe what I'll do is call that the edge. Let's do that right now, just so we don't run into that again. We'll call that one wall, and then we'll kind of go around it, make an interesting room down here. So let me do some work and see what time it is. And oh, that's the other thing. I guess it's ultimate texture pack, but you just right click and it's day, and I can right click again. Watch the sun will go back down. Let's see. Yep, see, the sun just keeps going back down. I can right click any time during the day, reset the day, and if there's no one on, it just happens immediately. So anyway, easy things to entertain me. So I might have to move this back one. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you in a minute. All right, guys. I've done some work. This has been a little bit of a tedious process. I'm not done yet, but let me show you what I've got going on. So this is kind of, well, it is what it is. This, I might replace that. I have some ideas. I might just leave it, though. That's one of the posts from outside. Some of the ways this worked out, it's a little interesting, but anyway, I kind of like the overall effect. So this is the beginning, at least, of the storage area. So I think I can actually reach barrels up to there pretty easy. I'd put stuff that's not as often used up at that level. I have a little bit of a hard time. I'm gonna have to remember how to do barrels. Do you have to like put pipes between them? I'll have to do some testing. This is exactly the type of thing that the lab would be useful for. So I'll probably use this as my temporary lab for that kind of thing, to test the process of getting things in and out of barrels and how it works and whatnot. So, so yeah, what I did, let me just kind of walk you through, and then we're already out of time. It's time to go. I basically put covers here and like here. This doesn't really need covers. That would feel a little bit better, actually. We'll see. Let's see. What if we... Well, I was thinking about possibly doing something here, but anyway, we'll make some railing or whatever. But so anyway, those are covers. This is all covers. And then the ceiling is covers right here. That's a little tedious. That was so that from the outside, it looks... I kind of actually like the effect that we're getting from the outside. It looks like it's sitting on a foundation now because it's slightly raised above the ground. So you can kind of get the idea. We'll tweak some things in there a little bit, but and I'll put more of that. I'll have that come all the way out to the edge. But it's kind of cool. I think that'll look nice, and that gives us a nice and high roof inside there. So, and then obviously it's coming out to right here right now. Probably if I expand that room out, which I can only probably do to like here, unless I want to fill this in, or have that room have an exit over here, that would be kind of cool probably. Should probably have an entrance over here on that side and then in the house. So anyway, we'll do that. And let's see. Yeah, so that's all covers. which is a pain. Here, we're underneath the ground. I'm thinking I ought to just use bricks instead of the actual covers. But I don't know for a fact if I'm going to do that. I've kind of already started this process. So, I mean, the process is like this. Over there, it was a little bit easier because the floor of the other spot was actually low. It was taking up this block right here. So I could just place it here and it would end up there. Here I have to place it on the edge. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, so this is a little more tedious. This process goes something like this. So I just place these like this. Whoops. Every once in a while I miss. And it's actually a pretty good process. If you're holding shift, it does weird things with these blocks. They end up going in the right place, but it makes them a little laggy because I think there's some actual math that it does to try to determine where it wants to put the block when you're holding shift, because shift allows you to place blocks that you couldn't place in a specific way. Otherwise, it's hard to explain. I'll have to see if I can think about it. But anyway, so this is the process. So what I'm going to do is finish this out with just what we've got. Like I said, I think if I expand, I'll probably expand that way and that way. I don't know. I'm trying to think of where I'm going to start with the barrels and stuff, because I want to make sure that what I hate is like putting them on a wall and then I want to expand out that way, and now I got to like dig out the wall behind them or something and move them, so I want to figure out, this is the one wall that I don't think I'm going to move. So I kind of want to just put them somewhere over here where I won't have to worry about it. So we'll see. That might be the best way to go. So I am going to end this episode because it's already long, and we'll catch up next time. I think next time we'll actually start to get into some of the sorting and stuff. I'll probably have done a little bit with the barrels, although what I might do is start the next episode right away once I start playing with the barrels and have an idea. And then we will, like I said, go from there as far as how we do sorting, and maybe work on some options. I'll get some options together, and then we'll go through them together and decide what we like. So maybe, like I said, prototype them in here a little bit. I really wish I had my lab area. It'd be fun to do that kind of stuff in the lab. I guess I could do it. The thing is, I really have to break up the building and the mining and the working on infrastructure and all that stuff, because if I don't, I'm going to get burnt out. But I've been collecting a lot of wood, so I should be able to make enough barrels to get going, and I would love to hear feedback on all this stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter, MinecraftOTB. It's a great way to comment or to get my comments and talk to me if you actually want to communicate. Writing comments here is a great way as well. I respond to every one of them, and I'll keep doing that as long as I can. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you next time.